Hey Void, how you doing? Okay, well, I finally saw a movie that's sort of been on my radar for a long time. It's one of the infamous video nasties, and as soon as it popped up on Shudder just, I guess, about a week ago, I pretty much jumped right on it, and, well, and that is Anthropophagus. Yeah, it's a title, isn't it? I guess it's sort of as a play on man-eater or cannibal. I can't remember what the exact thing was. It's not technically a real word, but I think then anthropophage is man-eating, so I guess it kind of play on that. Though this one has a slew of alternate titles, and even on Shudder, when you click Anthropophagus, it pops up with the title that lists as The Savage Island. That really wasn't uncommon, particularly around the 70s to 80s, and this one came out in 1980. And was banned in the UK for 40 years, I think. It was a long time. No, maybe not full 40. I think it was at least 20, though. But there's plenty of other titles for this one. So the Grim Reaper is one. The Savage Island. Maneater. There was, I think, one other one that's forgetting. The Zombie's Rage is another. Um, just trying to look up those titles and keep pulling up the alternate versions. There we go. There we don't go. Anyway, while I pull it up, this was directed by Joe D'Amato, which is a bit of an infamous director for me. For Italian gore fests, he's up there. There we go. Man Beast. That's another one. Man Beast. That's what I was forgetting. Yeah, that's so quite a few alternate titles. So you see any of them, you're seeing Anthropophagus. But I will say, if you're seeing the title of the Grim Reaper, chances are it's the edited version, which removes the most infamous scenes in the film, which, I'll be honest, are the main reason to watch this movie. This film is interesting, but don't get me wrong. But it has its problems. And without the extremeness, I don't think it would really get have any traction, particularly in today's day and age. And its extreme content really has, of course, softened as time has gone by. I mean, yeah, these two scenes in concept are definitely still quite horrific, but overall, the movie is a little bit tame otherwise, except for those two scenes. I will say the plot was still fairly interesting. I was engaged, and despite being a dubbed Italian film, I still felt the acting was actually a little bit above average for one of these Italian dub jobs. Yeah. So, Anthropophagus. It follows a family. Well, actually, no, it's a group of friends, really. Though some of them are seeing each other. It's like 4 or 5 friends. As they are pretty much taking a trip around Greece. And they're going to they have a boat, they're going to go island hopping, they're there to have a good time. Anyway, they bump into another woman who they agree to give a lift to a particular island. She essentially works there and is going to be helping some friends take care of their daughter. So they agree to drop her off. Now, which everything's all fine and good until the group's resident occultist. She's just kind of very new age, trying to get us a tarot reading, and something seems to go wrong with it. She realizes the person she reads for, she can't see any future for. So it kind of implies that she does a few more readings and knows that something bad's going to happen on that island, but she also doesn't think she can stop it. So she tries to talk them away from the island, but doesn't try very hard. And away they go to stop on the island. Unfortunately, they agree to see the lady up to the house, so they all get off the boat, and that's when some thing starts stalking them. The Anthropophagus. They don't actually call it that in the movie at all, but they usually just call it the monster, or the man who smells of blood. Can't he? But after wandering around, the village seems entirely deserted. At one point they see one person, but she just leaves a get out message and vanishes. And even the house where they are staying is, well, empty. So when they try to leave, their boat is already unmoored and well away. Monster struck while they were doing that, and set the boat off. But they pretty much tell themselves that no, maybe the tide's getting bad, so he just moved out, and we'll be able to get out there tomorrow. Well, let's just say that doesn't happen very well. Now, in the middle of the night, they're startled. Well, some of them start going missing as they kind of separate from the group. But in the middle of the night, they hear a noise downstairs, go and investigate, and find the daughter of the family, who is blind, well, hiding, and in an utter state of shock. And she relates that some monster has been coming and people have been vanishing, and she's one of the few people left. She always knew it was coming because she could smell him, and he smelled of blood. Now, and then it's pretty much them just trying to figure out where the creature comes from, how to survive it. It seems then I'll go into some spoiler territory on this one. So if you're looking for the rating, I'm gonna give Anthropophagus. We'll give it a 6. I was kind of debating because a lot of it only holds up so well, and most of the gore effects are only okay at best, but when it goes extreme, a lot of times they really shine. So I'll give it 6 points. Okay. So apparently one of the richest people on the island went missing with his wife and daughter, got stranded out on the boat, and he ended up having to resort to cannibalism to survive. Their kid already died, and he just wanted to eat the kid. Wife wouldn't let him, so he eats her. And then he somehow manages to get back, and is now this unstoppable force of cannibalism. With the mysterious woman they've been seeing on the island is his sister, who she's trying to hide him and was trying to keep him contained. Didn't do a very good job. Okay, so let's discuss particulars here. The gore effects. And actually, at first I was almost disappointed. They seemed to be either cutting away or, I mean, what they showed was decent, but there was just not much of it. And the severed head in a bucket was kind of, eh. But when it goes all out, it does go all out. Also, another problem I had was, well, the pacing is slow. I won't say that's really a problem. It does take a little while to get going, but when it does in the last act, it's good. But a size of scope. I mean, they talk about the town isn't very big, but it looks fairly sizable. How did this one guy pick off everyone? I mean, surely there's should have been someone who's able to pull a gun on the guy. I mean, he's not all that stealthy. He doesn't even seem like he's trying to be. So how everyone's just living in terror of this one guy who comes out and starts eating people. It's like, why can't you take care of one guy? He doesn't really have any super strength or any super abilities. He's just a guy who likes eating folk. So that didn't really make sense to me. Another comedic moment I had was right when I started. I wasn't sure if I had clicked on the right version because they were speaking. The first scene just has some people speaking German, and it's like without subtitles. So like, what? Did I click a foreign language version? Yep. I know that the opening part did title, which The credits it was in English, so it was a little strange. Which I will say that opening title credits didn't really crawl. It's just some people wandering about the city for way too long. But anyway, so the whole opening scene is spoken in German, and in my curiosity, I didn't click on the captions. And all this, then I was relieved when the caption that popped up said, speaking foreign language." It's like, okay, I know it's German. You can't subtitle the German? Anyway. I don't beat it around the bush long enough. I should discuss the two most infamous scenes, which are the ones that are always cut when the film is edited. So right now on Shudder, it is the unedited version. The first one is the more extreme one. It's one of those ones it's just hard to even talk about because it's extreme. And that's what the cannibal does with the pregnant woman. Because yes, there's a pregnant woman. She was one getting her tarot read. So the one that you knew had no future. So this movie's already not shied away from attacking the pregnant lady. That said, after she gets killed and the cannibal literally just reaches up her skirt and pulls out this bloody mass, that, yeah, that's probably the baby. It eats it. Holy shit. Apparently for the scene they actually put used like a rabbit for the prop for it. So I was like, well. And then they linger on him chewing on it for a while. Okay. And another one is in the final scene when they actually slay the Anthropophagus. Essentially, he gets hit with I think it was a bladed weapon across his stomach, and his entrails spill out of it. So he just reaches down, looks at them, pulls them up, and begins eating his own entrails. While just staring wild-eyed before collapsing. Whew. So any version that doesn't include that scene ends very abruptly as they just hit him, and then it ends. Because they can't show the final moments. Yeah. Like I said earlier, I'm going to give this one 6 MacGuffins, just for the extreme scenes alone. Otherwise, I probably would give it a 5, maybe even a 4, because there isn't a lot else here. The acting's good, the pacing's okay, but you do really get a bit invested in the characters, and I was, particularly the blind girl. So, I was kind of hoping some of these would make it through. Not all do. But, overall, I'm glad I saw it. I don't know if I'd be in a hurry to watch it again, but definitely putting the feather in the cap for having finally seen Anthropophagus. Alright. That's all I got on that one. Take care, everybody.